Hello, and welcome to today's episode of CryptoSauce. You're here with Eric and Sol.
What's up?
So today we're going to look at Oyster Pearl. It's probably one that you guys have heard a bit about recently, but for whatever reason doesn't have a lot of coverage. So the real reason we're going to talk about it is because the market cap, we'll get that up for you now, is actually kind of small compared to other cryptocurrencies that have been spoken about in the same stretch. So we're looking at only a $54 million market cap. It's currently sitting 256th on the ladder. And I will tell you guys that just yesterday, on the 4th of the 1st, it was actually trading at around 130th in trade volume. So 130th most traded cryptocurrency on any given day, and still only sitting at 256. So we think there's a lot of room to blow up here. Yeah. So we'll jump in now and we'll show you guys the website. We'll quickly play the video for you guys as well, so you don't have to do your own research.
Advertising is the most common way of content monetization, but also the most vulnerable. Half of users block ads, and the other half stop noticing them. At the same time, today we do not have a simple yet anonymous file storage system. So, we invented Oyster to address both problems. Oyster lets websites receive revenue from traffic using the user's hardware capacities. In order for the system to work, you need to add just one line of HTML code into your website. Now the devices will be used to authenticate the right to upload data to a decentralized storage ledger. Let's consider this case. Steve spends one Oyster Pearl to store 1 gigabyte of data.
So you guys can you can already see there, it's pretty thorough idea. When you're thinking about really big websites that struggle to generate revenue but have a huge amount of population. So you look at things like Wikipedia, for example. How often you go on Wikipedia and you're seeing these, please donate, we're dying slowly, please donate, we're still dying, hey going, we're dying still. Every day, every single time you go on. And the truth of the matter is, like, it doesn't generate revenue. And they don't want to pump their website with ads because they want to be an unbiased source of news. Yeah. So what's really a solution they can do to fix that? Oyster Pearl basically comes in, and instead, it makes it so when you're visiting the website, it temporarily occupies a little bit of your hard drive, not enough for you to even notice unless you're operating on a computer that barely runs. But for a lot of people in the world right now, they probably have terabyte hard drives. There's probably a couple gig on there that don't get used, and you wouldn't notice 50 megabytes be rented out to someone. So you can temporarily rent that out to someone while you're on the website, and you won't even notice, and that's also generating revenue for things like Wikipedia. So it's pretty simple stuff. We'll play the rest of the video for you guys as well, so you can also see how that monetization occurs.
Bill visits a site and his device searches for Steve's Pearl, thereby committing Steve's data to the decentralized ledger. Searching for pearls means performing useful tasks for authenticating transactions. Other blockchain systems reward pearl divers for that, but Oyster gives this money back to the website. This setup makes all the involved parties economically interested in the process and eliminates the notorious ads. Therefore, Oyster is the new paradigm of the internet economy.
So that's it. So the other big thing is, obviously with cryptocurrencies, one of the big questions is intrinsic value. You know, a lot of people, when you have people going on, it's tulips, this is .com boom, where's the intrinsic value? And with some things, there isn't necessarily an inherent intrinsic value. You sort of do have to speculate and think about it a bit more. Things like things that are just currencies at the end of the day, because it is an agreed upon, it's fungibility at the end of the day. It's something you're agreeing has value, right? So with Oyster Pearl, data storage has an inherent intrinsic value. That's a fact. There's no playing around there. A USB is worth money. A cloud storage is worth money. So it only makes sense that this cryptocurrency has an inherent intrinsic value, which is a big green light for anyone who's looking for something to invest in that they want to have longevity. And the other big thing is obviously that it's still a very small market cap at only 55 million. Yeah. So we'll also quickly go through. A lot of people have further gone in and actually talked about the technology behind it. So it's using IOTA's Tangle, which is pretty exciting stuff. Not a lot of people have attempted to use IOTA's Tangle.
I don't know IOTA's Tangle was actually available.
Yeah, so that is a good question within itself. Because these guys are also saying that Oysterpel is going to be completely up and running on a mainnet by April.
Yeah.
By April. So when you're looking at things like Cardano, obviously, they're still vaporware at this point.
Can I grab their roadmap?
Yeah. So we'll scroll down to their roadmap real quick. So when you're looking at things like Cardano, obviously, still vaporware, it's worth $22 billion. Now, this is going to be on a mainnet, fully up and running and functional with a viable idea that it's going to help the longevity of the internet, help websites like Wikipedia, and help investors obviously getting in early. It's only at 55 million. 55 million compared to things like Cardano that are vaporware, no real technology actually built yet, at 22 billion. So you have to ask yourself the question, once websites start using this, where's it going to go for the investor? So we would say that this is a recommendation at the moment, yeah?
Curiously, do you know if the testnet is out yet?
I believe it is. Yeah, I believe it is.
All right, fair enough. That's
Me going
definitely
purely off
something
their,
to watch.
purely going off their Reddit. Yeah,
Yeah. They got a really nice production.
it's really nice, and they're also looking. It's going to be on the Ethereum platform using smart contracts, but
Yeah.
also using IOTA's Tangle. So I haven't really delved into it too much more than that, but I did want to just bring this to you guys, put it in front of your face. You can obviously do a bit more research from there, but obviously two big things there. You're using Ethereum smart contracts, so you have the guarantee of the data that is rented out to you. Say you put a movie onto Oysterpearl, you have that guarantee that no one else can see it through the smart contract. You know, it's being self-audited, it's being kept on the blockchain, and it's waiting for yourself with your own, whatever it is, your own personal key to then unlock it. And that's going to be through a smart contract. So you're not having to go through someone else and they have to go, show me your key, yep, that's your key, and let me look at your video, and yep, that's your video, and then swap. There's computer parameters doing that for you. There's a smart contract. So that obviously, huge implications, really cool stuff. And I'm sure there's a lot of businesses out there that would obviously like both sides of this. They want that anonymous storage, and they also want to be able to monetize their websites. So yeah, very, very bright future for this one. Did you have anything else? Or?
No, I'm really actually curious to see how they're going to execute this, because like you were saying, the best thing about stuff like this is the fact that their basis has value. Like right now, storage is expensive, and it's kind of like the centralized servers, they technically own your storage, which means if you're doing something they don't like, which doesn't necessarily have to be something illegal, then they could kind of cut access to that. And at the same time, they can charge whatever they like. So giving things like this allows people to not only utilize the stuff they've got, but also gives both parties, the user and the provider, a chance to kind of get more of an economic incentive doing it this way than they would using the centralized service. And I'm curious to see the rest of this.
Yeah, well, that's a really big thing with Oysterpearl. I mean, there's an economic incentive for everyone involved in this. You know, with some cryptocurrencies we do look at, you do find that you sort of, when you follow the incentive, when you follow the reason why people would get involved in this, you do tend to hit a point where someone has to sort of sacrifice or volunteer something. With Oysterpearl, there is an economic incentive for the person who's going on the website. They're getting they're getting what they're looking for. There's an economic incentive for the website because they're obviously making revenue from your data. And then there's an economic incentive to whoever is obviously storing their data because they're getting a anonymous cloud storage service, which isn't really something that exists that well at the moment. Maybe things like Dropbox are comparative, but this could end up being even cheaper.
Where can we trade this at the moment? Where is it trading?
So it's on Kucoin at the moment, and we'll show you the exchanges. Obviously, you guys that aren't familiar with it, you can go on CoinMarketCap. You can look through the exchanges that it's on. So you can see it's on Kucoin at the moment, KuCoin. It's on Ether Delta. Wouldn't recommend Ether Delta because it did get hacked. Was it 2 weeks ago? Obviously, yeah. Wouldn't recommend that to you guys. But it's also on Cryptopia as well. Cryptopia is another good one. So KuCoin and Cryptopia. Now we'll also quickly show you guys the chart. So this has seen, I think it's something like a 1,300% increase over the last 2 weeks. So it's catching on quick, and it's still only got a $54 million market cap. So seriously, there's a lot of potential in this one. I'd highly recommend if you're someone who likes a punt even just put a little deposit towards it. Doesn't have to be something huge, but this one will move in the future. And keep in mind, it's going to be they're planning to launch their mainnet by April.
Hey guys, if there's anything we missed, please let us know in the comments below. If you liked this video or you think anyone else could benefit from this, please share the video, subscribe to see more like this, and click on the bell to get a notification as we put it up.
And we're also going to put our Kucoin address in there as well. Kucoin is the best place to buy Oyster, obviously, as we showed you guys. So we'll put in a little link in the description as well. If you guys want to benefit us for obviously doing these videos, we'll put our referral link in there. And that means that we'll obviously get a little something back.
And you support the channel.
And you support the channel, exactly. So, yeah, that's it, guys.
Thank you
See you
very
next
much.
time.